I mean.
Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be discussing grownish. Now, I already did a video on my channel about grownish. Now, first of all, we need to get this out of the way. I tried to film this video in my car and like flopped. I completely flopped at trying to film this video in my car, but that is okay. That is fine. We tried our best. I'll insert the footage of that right now. Hey, you guys. We are in my car. If I can close the door. We're in my car. Oh. I'm gonna sit you guys right there. You guys can't see me. You can see my, I'm so all over the place. Let me crank up the car and let me bring y'all closer. We don't need to hear that. Okay. So, we're in my car. And I wanted to talk about some things. I am deathly afraid to drive with this camera up here. I feel like bad things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. I'm going to back up. I'm going to back up. We're going to back up. Okay. We backed. Okay. I am headed to go get... I'm going to have to drive slow because this camera is actually not mounted into my car. It's just here. I have to buy a car mount. And I actually have one on the way. But we're just... it's literally just on my dashboard. So I'm going to have to, keep y'all up here. This is stupid. I'm regretting this already. I'm regretting this already, you guys. Oh my goodness. I like the way it looks like, how you guys? But I feel like I'm making a misstep. This is a misstep. And I'm doing this all for grownish. Oh my God. I'm doing this for grownish, you guys. I'm literally gonna crash my car and freaking wreck my camera for grownish. A show I don't even like, I'm willing to lose it all for. Okay, we're gonna just have to drive slow. Maybe this will make me drive slow, which I should be doing like all the time. And the way my car is like, okay, that's better. That's a little better. I'm more... Okay, I need gas anyways, so I'm going to stop at the gas station and we're going to regroup. Because no. The people are wondering why I'm going... You guys, are we there? I don't think you guys are there. 1 second. Hi, you guys. So I tried to film a car vlog for you guys and flopped. I'm not proud. I tried to give y'all a video and flopped in my car. And I flopped. Like, it's just like, it's just really sad. When you try your best and you still fail, it's just hurting me and my homegirls because we tried. I tried to be fancy. I thought I was Emma Chamberlain. And I was going to give you guys the car vlog you deserved. And now this lady's looking at me beside me wondering why I'm crying and I have a camera on my dashboard and it's just like, sis, you don't know my plight. You don't know my plight. I just wanted to drag Grownish and, give the girls what they came for. And I can't do that. I can't do that. So I'm just going to pump my gas. I'm going to do what I got to do. And I messed up the settings on my camera because when it slid across my dashboard and onto my chair, I messed some things up. Like, I'm just hurt. I'm really just hurt. And now I'm remembering I didn't eat breakfast. And so now I'm hungry and hurt. And now I have to go do what I have to go do. And it's too much. It's just too much. It's too much for my spirit. So I'm going to go. I'm going to pump me some gas. And I'm going to do what I got to do. I'll see you guys back when I finish this video. Bye. It's too much. Okay. So, yes, that was a moment. I almost died. A lot of things happened during that. But we are back now in here where I probably belong. And we are going to discuss Grownish. Now, I hadn't watched Grownish in a while. So when I did my colorism video, there was episodes of Grownish. And I watched all of those to be able to make a very coherent, understanding video about Grownish. And so then, after that, I stopped watching because I didn't need to anymore. I was just I said in that video I didn't enjoy Grownish, so why would I make more videos if I already said I didn't like Grownish? So, I made the video, and I let it go, and I would constantly see on my Hulu that they would want me to come back and watch Grownish, come back and watch Grownish, come back and watch Grownish, whatever. So I believe I watched one episode of the newer episodes that are coming on, then I stopped again. But as recently, I was just going through my comments and someone said, please watch Grownish, they're doing some more mess. And so I was just I live for mess, and I always, I can hate watch a television show. I can dislike a television show and still hate watch it. You see back there, Real Housewives of New York. I don't like a single person on Real Housewives of New York. But I am sitting here eating Chinese food, watching Real Housewives of New York because I can hate watch anything. So I'm let me get into Grownish. So they were talking specifically about the episode that just happened, but I had to watch to get up to the episode that just happened that she was discussing. And so my synopsis on what happened up into the episode she wanted it's the same old Grownish, just going nowhere, not good, horrible, all these things. But I'm happy the person told me to watch to this point because they were 100% correct. And if you're the person who said that, you can just say who you are down below. But I'm happy that they said that because, y'all, that's the worst episode of Grownish I've ever seen. The colorism episode was bad, but at least, it was bad in the sense that they tried and failed. This was just pure mockery, pure just ignorance, and ignorance isn't the word because they didn't even try. Sometimes you can be ignorant and you tried, I just don't know. I tried to do something I just didn't know. That's where the colorism thing happened. Y'all just ignorant, y'all don't know. But this was just foolery. This was foolery and this was clownery. I don't know what they were trying to do. So let me give you guys what happened in the episode. I have to go off the top of my dome because I'm not rewatching it. I can't rewatch Grownish. It's so bad. Grownish is so bad. Everything black ain't good. Everything black ain't good. And Grownish falls into that category. Grownish is not a good show. It is not. It's, number one, it tries to be a black show without having to be a black show. So it tries to market itself as black people going through college, but there's 2.5 black people really on the show. 2.5 main characters who are black, and then the rest of them are all different other ethnicities. And it doesn't encompass a black experience, but it tries to, and that is the issue. It just comes off as very fraudulent. It's whimsically false. It just, none of it adds up. even if I haven't been to college, for example, my little sister has seen clips of Grownish, and she says, this doesn't look real, this doesn't look right. And I've been to college, and I know it's not right. First of all, these people go to a PWI, so they go to a predominantly white school institution, so you're not getting the HBCU-ness of a different world. But it still tries to recapture those same beats as a different world, and I'm just like, it's not the same experience. And also, you have Yara Shahidi, bless her heart, beautiful woman, but she can't act. Yara Shahidi is the weakest character, number one on the show, and she's the weakest actress on the show. She's just not good. Yara Shahidi as this character is not good. She doesn't bring charisma to the character. She doesn't bring joy to the, like, there's nothing there. Yara Shahidi's character, by the way, Zoe, her name's Zoe. Zoe on the show is just a flat character. She's one-dimensional. You don't know anything personally about her. Like, I haven't seen all the episodes of Blackish, so I can't tell you what Yara Shahidi was, Zoe was on Blackish. But the thing is, for a show is a show that stands alone. It doesn't matter if your show is a spinoff. It doesn't matter. The show should stand alone. A Different World is a spinoff, but A Different World stood alone. That first season of A Different World, when Lisa Bonet was on the show, I haven't seen all the episodes of The Cosby Show. I'm not 100% familiar with Lisa Bonet's character on The Cosby Show, but the first season of A Different World, I knew exactly who Lisa Bonet was as a person. I knew how she would act in certain situations because they built a flushed out character. Did I like her character? No, but that's the part of a character. You like them, sometimes you don't like them, but it's a character nonetheless. And I have my gripes with A Different World, but as far as character development, it was done very well. The character development on A Different World was done very well. Grownish is not the same. They take attributes of people who exist. So people like me, people like you, they take attributes of real people and just put them onto people on this show whenever it's convenient. Like, no one has a set personality. No one acts in a set type of way. Everyone just pretty much does whatever they want to do, and that's pretty much it. Like, no one actually does anything as a character that would set them apart from anything else. And it's just like, what is happening here? Like, characters will say certain things and you're just like, that is not what your character would do. And so it's like that negates everything else I've been told about this person. I've been told about this character. And I'm like, who's writing this show? Who is in charge of writing Grownish? And I want to know why. Am I out of focus, you guys? I want to know why. I want to know why these characters that have been created are actual characters. And this show goes nowhere. Like, Insecure, I enjoy Insecure as a show, but it's a show that goes nowhere. But what keeps you watching Insecure is the fact that there's characters. There's characters, there's fleshed out characters. You know what each character is supposed to represent. On Grownish, you literally just have a bunch of people who some can act, some can't act. They do all have good chemistry. I will say that about that show. The show has great chemistry. The actors and actresses do really gel well together. But overall, like, none of these characters are fleshed out in any way. All the characters do is nothing. It's a show about nothing. And I haven't even gotten into this episode, what makes this episode like really bad, why this is the episode we're targeting. But it's just no. Yara Shahidi should not be the lead of this show. Yara Shahidi should just be in the show, but she shouldn't be the lead of the show. Even the personality that they give her is not lead worthy. She doesn't have a lead personality to take over the show. She's the character who comes in on the show who has one beat, the stuck-up, snooty, fashionable friend. That is her beat. And we've seen people on shows who have that same personality, and they come in every once in a while. They have maybe 2 minutes of screen time on a 30-minute episode. They're not that important. So to build this show all around Yara Shahidi's character it's bad. It's bad. And you can tell that the writers want to include other people on the show, but they still have to keep Yara Shahidi in it. Like, it's like they want, because it's still a spinoff of Blackish, so they want to focus on other people that are way more interesting, that are way more developed characters. None of these characters are developed, but there's some more developed than others. But they still have to give Yara Shahidi something to do. So we'll literally focus on a way more interesting storyline throughout the whole episode, but we'll go back to the same boring beat of Yara Shahidi. This is Yara Shahidi's character. Yara Shahidi is entitled and privileged, but she's trying to navigate the world as an entitled and privileged black girl. So she's trying to intermingle all that, and she finds herself in a crossroad. The same crossroads that every rich person who goes off to college and has nothing has done. Like, the story has been done. We've seen the privileged person leave the nest. The coddled child leaves the nest and goes over into college or wherever they go, and they have to deal with the growing pains. We've seen that before. That beat is not new. It's a very old beat that we have all seen before. So why they keep trying to beat this tired, dead beat, I don't know. I don't know why they keep, it's not interesting. The relationships in the show, bad. Yara Shahidi's two main love interests are Lucas Sabat and this other black guy who has a rat tail, who also looks 25 years old. Like, it's nothing adds up. Yara Shahidi is actually a child. So if she's hanging out with people like Lucas, how old is Lucas Sabat? It's Lucas Sabat is actually, I think, quite young, but he doesn't look young. None of these people seem like they mix. I'm supposed to believe the Bailey girls are twins, but they don't look like twins on this show. Like, Haley looks significantly younger than her sister. Nothing makes sense. And I feel like we need to point out that this show is just a pandering show to Twitter culture, social power. Like, it's like she's got to have it on Netflix. Like, it's not doing anything. It's throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. And that's the main issue of the episode we're going to get into. So the episode talks about cultural appropriation. For some reason, Grownish decided to tackle cultural appropriation. Now, it's just like the colorism episode. If done right, it could be done well. But the thing is, Kenya Barris and whoever else is writing this show does not want to go there. They don't want to go there. I don't know if they don't want to go there because they don't want to upset people, which the thing is, they upset me doing this episode. So, child, upset who you want to upset, because you keep upsetting me every time you do these garbage episodes. But no, I don't know if it's that or they just don't have the range. And I think that's more so. We're going to lean more so the latter. The people who write this show don't have the range. To me, the writer's room seems very out of touch with everything that's going on. And this is a problem on several television shows that we'll see nowadays. The writer's room doesn't know what they're doing, and they're trying their best to appease a younger audience without knowing what they're doing. I would much rather see a television show with young people with the older writer's room who hit old beats, like maybe beats that are, outdated, but at least done well. I'll take outdated beats if they're done well. For example, Big Little Lies. Big Little Lies is one of my favorite television shows on TV right now. It goes on HBO, get your life. But it hits old beats. We've seen the privileged white people Everything goes wrong in the town. People with more privilege we've seen the beats, but the beats are being done well. It's being done well. It's being done at the highest level. So I can accept that. The acting is impeccable. Grownish could hit the same beats we saw in One Tree Hill, in the OC, in 90210, in Gilmore Girls. It could hit those exact same beats. And just do them better. Do them better with more racial people, more diverse cast. How great would that be to get shows like One Tree Hill, which I love, Gilmore Girls, which I love, Dawson's Creek, 90210, The OC, The Hills, Laguna Beach, all these shows that center towards whiteness that I loved. But do them with people of different backgrounds. How great would that be to take what's old and make it new, bring it in to 2019? But they're not doing that. Instead, they are taking things that are on Twitter and social media and bringing it into this college atmosphere. And my friends, it does not work. This does not work. Period. The show does not work. Let me tell you, for all the writers' room out there, Twitter is dumb. People on Twitter are dumb. And number one, how many characters is Twitter giving us now? 360? Are we at 360? Or however many characters Twitter gives us, that is all they give us. So don't think you can just get on Twitter and steal ideas and thoughts that people are having in conversations without doing your due diligence. Every time I tweet something, every time you probably tweet something, and everyone else tweets something, it's coming from a place of whatever knowledge they got. Maybe it's coming from a place of no knowledge. Maybe it's coming from whatever education they got at their HBCU. Maybe it's coming from whatever education they got at their PWY. Maybe it's coming from whatever country they are from. When people get on Twitter, they have different backgrounds. So if you want to understand where someone is coming from, you're going to have to do your diligence and do research. Understand why people say the things that they say. But the people who are writing Blackish are not doing that. They're sitting there and they're taking the little things that they hear on Twitter, the excerpts, and applying it to this show that doesn't fit. I haven't even gotten the episode, so we're going to go run through the episode real quick. Okay, so there's this character on this show by the name of Bavik. Bavik, I believe, is Arab. I want to believe that he's Arab, but he could be something else. If I remember correctly, he is Arab. Now, he throughout the entire show has never fit in. Like, he's been dealing drugs. He got beat up. Like, he's trying to find his place. He wants to be, he wants to have clout, but he doesn't have the money, the name to have the clout. So he's constantly trying to fit in wherever he can. But from the very beginning, he is friends with the black people. And I think that's another issue I have with Grownish, I'm sorry. They forget your own storylines. Why do I have to recall your storylines for you? Bavik did not just insert himself into this friend group. You all came together. The first episode of Grownish, which is probably its best episode, you had this breakfast club type of thing where you all had some misadventure that led you guys into a night class, and that's how you all became friends. So now 2 seasons later, to try to make Vivek seem like he piggybacked off of you guys, that's not how this happened. None of you guys had friends. You all had some misadventure that led you guys to being friends. And that's why you all are here. You all are misfits. And that's why that is the promise we were given on the first episode. And you guys have long strayed from that. And maybe that's why the show sucks so much. But that is where you all came from. So all of a sudden, Diggy Simmons, Diggy is a character. What is Diggy's name on the show? Gun to my head right now, I can't tell you what Diggy's name is on the show because Diggy should have a way more important role on this show, but he doesn't. Diggy is probably one of the best, and that's not saying much because no one on this show can act, but he is probably top 3, and he's not number 3 best actors, actresses on the show, and he actually brings the screen alive. Some of these people, when they act, like the main black guy with the rat tail in the back of his head, his acting is piss poor acting, and it's the way he delivers it. It's like everything he says is in this very it's bad acting. It is horrible acting. And you're not getting any. So you guys aren't kid actors. Y'all are all in your 20s. Do better. So Diggy comes in. They finally give Diggy something to do. I've been waiting since he got introduced on the show. I'm like, give Diggy something to do. But the thing is, they pick up and they drop plot lines so easily. You don't even know. It doesn't even matter. So they finally give Diggy something to do, and it's useless. He points out that the Vivek character is guilty of cultural appropriation. So there's that guy. He's famous off of Vine, I believe. I don't know, but he's really funny. He's on this too. And he calls the Vivek guy the N-word. And Diggy gets alarmed. His spidey senses go off because he's uncomfortable with the black guy calling Vivek the N-word. Now, this is where, once again, if we understood what's actually happening culture, this shouldn't have been a trigger. Black people call people who are not black the N-word all the time. That's not the issue. The issue is when that's reciprocated. That is the problem. So Diggy's spidey senses going off from the black guy calling Vivek the N-word is odd. And then they even point out that's what the guy. So the wrong vetting is being done. The vetting that this episode is trying to do is not doing it well. The real thing you should have done, it's just like in the colorism episode. Instead of tackling why Yara Shahidi, instead of tackling colorism through the two twins, they should have tackled colorism as to why Yara Shahidi is having a different college experience than the rest of the black girls. That is where the colorism conversation should have happened. Then you could tackle how Yara Shahidi benefits from being light-skinned, and she also benefits from being ambiguous, the fact that she is of mixed race. That is where that would have been interesting to dissect. And the thing with this episode, which would have been, instead of making Vivek this cultural appropriator all of a sudden, you should have just sat there and been like, why do we as black people so willingly let people into our culture? Why are we even calling Vivek the N-word? Why are we trying to make him one of us? Why do we accept other people into our culture so easily? What are we compensating for? That is the vetting that should have been done with this episode. You could tackle cultural appropriation and grownish. Just this is not the format as to where that should have been tackled, because I am a lover of TV and I care about character development. When shows recall things that have happened before, you hook me in. I like character development. I like things that are earned. Don't sit here and pull a plot line from thin air just because it's convenient. No, you earn plot lines. Plot lines just aren't given to you. You sit there and you go into the writer's room and you write characters that give you plots that are earned. So that means we have to sit through 2 episodes that is just character development and kind of boring. That's okay, because 4 episodes from now, you get a perfect episode that is earned. That is why some people may say I like boring television, but that's why Big Little Lies is so great to me. The dialogue, things are earned. So when things come to a crescendo, it is earned. I know exactly why each character is doing what they are doing, because we set it up. And it's magnificent when it's done well. And there's several television shows who are doing it amazingly right now. I'm just pointing out Big Little Lies because just exceptional. Meryl Streep, give Meryl Streep every Emmy they are giving out on awards night, because Meryl Streep is turning it up, okay? Nevertheless, So all of a sudden, Vivek becomes a cultural appropriator. And in the context of the show, as to what they showed that episode, he is a cultural appropriator. He participated in Waves Wednesday. For all you people who don't know what Waves Wednesday is, I think at some HBCU, it could have been Howard, it could have been any other HBCU in America. They started Wave Wednesday, so it's where all the black guys get on the quad and they come in their do-rags or their wave caps, and one by one they like reveal their wave caps and everybody goes, oh, as the waves, waves on swim. So that's what Wave Wednesday, and it's clever. When I saw it on Twitter, I'm like, cute, great. I love seeing carefree black people. Love to see it. But why steal that beat, Grownish? You're not that type of school. We have seen 5 black people in this entire school. What are we doing? You're not that show. You have not earned this moment. This moment has not been earned. Okay? You're not this show. So stop trying to make yourself be a blackity black show when you never earned this. You haven't earned that moment. And so Vivek being a cultural appropriator, where did that come from? He has not done anything up into that moment that would be seen as culturally appropriating. Like, he's a misfit the same way you guys are, but he's never done anything offensive. And we know that to be true, because if you go watch my colorism episode about Grownish, or go watch the colorism episode of Grownish, Vivek is the one who comes in with the common sense about colorism. He is the one who understands. He does say something that is really insensitive, but that, once again, not cultural appropriating. It actually shows that he is aware of what he is doing. So all of a sudden, to come in with this new Vivek who all of a sudden is tone deaf to what's going on in the black community, is false. It is false. It is false and doesn't make any sense. And you can't just give me flashbacks like this is what he did, even though we never showed it on camera. This is what he did. Stop. It's cheap. The writing on Grownish is cheap and lazy. Cheap and lazy. Grownish is a bad television show. And another thing about Grownish that really grinded my gears was the fact that, so there's this girl, Ava. Ava is the girl who gave Selena Gomez a kidney in real life. And she's also, I guess, most famous for The Secret Life of American Teenager. If you were watching The Secret Life of American Teenager like I was as a kid, you'll know her as the mean girl. She was that mean Hispanic girl on the show. That was her. The fact that she's still playing someone who would be in college is quite, is she like 30 now? How old is that girl? Maybe she was playing someone, who knows? It doesn't matter. She makes a very racist statement. Once again, the wrong vetting is being done. We're vetting the wrong people. So let me tell you what happened. Okay, so Vivek sells drugs. I said earlier Vivek sells drugs. So when Diggy is going around telling everyone what is going on, like why he feels like Vivek is cultural appropriating, all of a sudden Ava says yes, because he sells all those drugs. This is what Diggy said. Diggy's like, he's trying to be black. Ava, the Hispanic girl, says yes, because he said, is it about him selling all those drugs? Every black person at the table, even the white girl, turns to look at her. And we just ignore the fact, and this is like the second, third time Ava has done something racist. Mind you, she claims to be a Republican. Like, when are we going to uncover that? Why are we worrying about Vivek all of a sudden being a cultural appropriator? And Ava just blatantly said something racist. And the thing is, it would be great if that was the point of the episode, to show how maybe focusing on things like cultural appropriation, we're missing blatant racism. But that's not what they were trying to do either. Nothing is being done on this show. Why? Mind you, the Bailey twins just went off on the other white friend because she's a fake ally. And the gag is, the white girl actually said something that was a drag. What she said to the Bailey twins was actually real. It was actually something that needed to be uncovered too, but they went over that. I forgot what she said, but when she said it, I agreed with her. And then what they said back to her, I agreed. And it's just like, what is this show doing? What is this show doing? Like, what is it doing? I don't know. So yeah, Grownish is a bad. Mind you, Yara Shahidi is so insignificant in this episode to the point she doesn't even come around in this episode. I don't know if Yara Shahidi just wasn't available this day, but she's literally filming way over where, like, she's not in any of the scenes with the rest of the people, and that's just, she's so irrelevant to this show. Like, the show is bad, and it's bad because there's some good people with some good talent on the show. The Vivek character is actually really good. Like, he's a good actor. I even think the white girl is really good, and the Bailey twins are obviously really good. Diggy is really good, but they're given nothing to do. Literally nothing to do. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.